Esteemed members of the convention.
Andy.
Andy.
Which Dave?
The Dave.
The Dave.
He's not the original.
This panel is titled Childhood SF Toys and Games. Moderator, David, the original Trace.
Get off your rubbish.
Okay.
I don't know, I've tested it.
Third sort of talking point. Conversations. So conversating. This is you talking.
Aim,
Talk about
range,
things
fire.
talk about things that make us scared. We watched television, we watched movies, and as kids we then went home and played with our toys and our action men and our toys and stuff. So eventually that will change. Alice and I went to the Museum of Brands in London. It's a fascinating big museum. We discovered the one man's sort of work, and hidden amongst all the baking tins and soap packets is an enormous quantity of toys. So treat it as a prompt in my computer. What I want to do is do 3 conversations amongst us. What were the toys you had? Sci-fi, fantasy-related, Star Trek, whatever. What were the toys that existed you didn't have but you really wanted? And finally, what are the toys that they never made but you wish they had? So I'll kick off. Toys we had. When Action Man first came out, I hadn't realised, when it came out shortly before the war, here. And one of the things they had back then was I had an Action Man spacesuit, an Action Man Mercury capsule, and I blast off into space with whatever. It was fantastic, great. And that for me was a new sort of playing, with my imagination firing. Conrad, what were the toys you had that you really enjoyed? Why you enjoyed them?
Can I just
Yeah.
I'm too old. As far as I can possibly recall, I was always fascinated that there were no, I don't know what our difference age. I'm 74 now.
It's moved now, but the rocket ship that turned off there was 1940s.
Okay, all right. Well, did see that, and it wasn't a generality. But there were no science fiction toys. The best thing I had as a kid that I really liked was Armadacon, and the only bit I never got, they bought me this set, it was quite big, I mean all the things in the book, but I wanted to do the windmill, which had an electric motor, little baby electric motor, and they wouldn't buy me the electric motor, so I never made my windmill.
Toys are evolving. When Lego came out, there were certain colours, we're not having those colours. Now you can get taupe Lego bricks, or magnolia Lego bricks. And another thing was, these are creative toys. The idea of making a gun out of Lego bricks, which I did, was not what they want. Now I can tell you it's possible. You think of a military regiment, and I'll go online and I will find you. Somebody's making Lego minifigures. You can get shot and all the chosen men in minifigures.
Really?
Yeah. You can get the Highland Regiment. I don't know what's under the kilt. You can't see it too small. you can get guys on horseback. You can get cowboys and Indians. You can get aliens.
I've got an Elvira who's the dark one.
Oh,
Keep your fantasies to yourself.
Somebody explain to me, why are they making Alien and Predator toys to tie into the films that the kids will have to wait another 12 years to see? How do they even know these things exist?
Because the toys are for the parents and not for the kids.
because it's all on TV.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Little shits like my brother. He's not a little shit. He was, he did a book called when he was in primary school. It was about Predator. His teacher asked my dad, are you aware you watched Predator? Oh yeah, it's family viewing, I like it. And we just didn't
If you need
Well,
any more,
we're a
just
sort
come
of
up.
family.
No, don't back down. Thank you so much.
Essentially,
There. Enjoy.
our toys growing up, because my dad had a construction company, were bricks, mortar, and we just built everything. It's amazing what it could. Then there was the Meccano, then there was the plasticine. You can make loads of different things, including blue cows, because that's a thing we did. But we would see these TV shows. We often didn't have we didn't really have the official toys or anything. We would build our own. And it was brilliant. We loved it.
So to extend it a little bit out of science fiction but into fantasy and horror as well, just to broaden it a little bit. Before now, where lots of gaming companies are producing excellent tabletop games in those things, Waddington's and particularly Milton and Bradley M&B games did good stuff, some of which we're now having to repurchase on eBay because we should never have gotten rid of them in the first place.
Totally guilty.
Yeah. So for us, one of our repurchases that we have had is Game of Dracula, which is an amazing game, and we picked it up on eBay for 10 quid. And one that I remember having when I was a kid that I probably should repurchase was Scream In, which was an M&B game.
The one I had and got rid of, kids doing it, and now it's brought it back, and I'm agonising if I say it on is Escape from Codex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've rebranded the
I got
box.
rid of my, I don't know, £5 original box set. Now it's 50 quid.
Yeah, well, it
And
depends
that
which one
annoys
you
me
get.
because we can get rid of the old game and the new game. I read online how the rules work, and I thought, I've been playing the game wrong all the time, playing it. So I want to buy the game and play it properly for once.
They've re-released the game, but they've changed the branding on the box. So all they've done is they've removed the swastika from the box and replaced it with an emblem, whatever, you know. But essentially, yeah. So you can pick it up for 50 quid if you want the swastika, but you can get it cheaper if you don't.
No, even the brand new game it was £5 when it came out. It's 50 quid for a box. And I thought, that's insane. Then I thought, hang on, my son will go and buy a computer game for 50 quid, and if he really goes for it, he can finish it in a month. Yeah, the big box game I can play again.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, my perception of toys and their value is out of the window. Although I will definitely say, for me, a toy is something you play with, something you buy, never removed from the box. No, that's just a drain on your bank account.
That's a collectible. That's different.
That's a toy.
The one at the front was the float in the bath version.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I always wanted the one behind it, the friction, but my mother wouldn't buy it for me.
I must say, hopefully we get to another film. There are going to be toys that turn up and I thought, I never knew it existed. And I want it. But yes, Jerry Anderson and toys. I mean, it's almost a chicken and an egg, which was created first, because they so beautifully worked, I think.
Pocket money toys, they were fun.
Matchbox cars.
I was thinking that instead of that, the baking soda
I'm going to
submarine.
do a quick
That
experiment.
was a
How many
cereal
people in this
packaging.
room owned any Dinky or Corgi Captain Scarlet?
Oh.
Or Thunderbird or Captain Scarlet, that sort of thing. Just about at least 50% of the room. It's, for me, they're not toys, they're my they're my history. They're my culture. We're digging up Viking swords and shields. Well, if you've got my garden, you can probably dig up the missing missiles from things. There you go. I mean, down there, that's going to be, what month? Down there, glove puppet. It's got to be 1950s.
50s, late 50s.
50s.
That was 54. Oh,
I don't need to talk to sit back and let you watch the bits.
When you see yours, say, hi.
That's fine. Actually, it's great to go around and you're going to a museum, this is historical stuff. I had one of those. I still got that.
Dave, we had a toy.
Oh, I had that one. Oh, yeah. That Major Mac Mace never get made this day. It was a little space figure, but it was rubber with a wire armature frame. So if you bent it enough times, bits stabbed, broke off. But in a minute, there's one that's going to pop up. It's got a lovely mistake in it, which I took great delight in pointing out to the museum. But then Alison Top, I'll come back to that. Steve Green, who most of you know, would have wigged out on that one of it's a place called the Museum of Brands. I'm told this is the collection of one man. And it's not just this, you can go and find every variation of Heinz baked bean tips since they've been baked beans. They claim in the exhibition there are 5,000 items, but in the warehouse behind it there are 50,000. And yeah, they didn't think that it was just the timeline of brands. You just walk through 1880s, 1890s, 1900s, and we got to one bit, all from the toy started turning up, and I just wigged out.
So what was the mistake?
It hasn't come on yet, but if you spot it, there will be a picture talking about the 1960s Amber Saint with a lovely white Jaguar XJS. Thank you, the other nerd. I went to, I said,
Simon Templar never had that.
really good, but it's wrong.
Ogilvy, that is.
Alison topped this one.
Corgi got.
Alison topped this one a couple of weeks back. We went to a museum in Chester, and they've got a whole load of medieval recorders. And they've all got,
Can I?
yeah, you tell that better story.
Lovely display of old recorders, and they said you can tell by the wear on the thumb holes that the whole recorder group were left-handed. No, you can't. Proper recorder players play with their left hand at the top, regardless of whether they're left or right-handed.
So I managed to nerd out the museum and say your toys are wrong, and Alison nerded out the recorders.
You've even done it to the brass ends up in your ear.
There's going to be a lot of space 1999. They've got an exhibition there, and yeah, they've got toys there, and I just never knew they existed. Or the weirdest one, the one thing that isn't a toy there, if it pops up, you see the Captain Scarlet hat. And I turned and said, I had one of those, and then I read the thing, it wasn't a toy. That was the hat that Nick Rhodes from Duran Duran wore on tour. Duran Duran are Captain Scarlet fans. But, oh, I had that one. Yeah. Not the tennis. Why did the tennis library have dangerous cars?
That's what.
Now that's a different one.
Oh, God.
Oh. I'm going to shut up then, just go look at the pictures.
We're just looking at the pictures, yeah.
Redder on that line. Supercar. Matchbox supercar. I saw
Somewhere in this exhibition there's stuff from Twizzle and Torchy the Battery.
Wow.
And Four Feather Falls.
That's
They've got Four Feather Falls memorabilia in this exhibition. I don't know how that's...
James did.
And
Everything on that.
I mean, why did they always make things like the Corgi Eagle with the authentic looking blue and green?
That one I can answer.
Go on then, why?
Bright colours appeal to young eyes. That's Dinky's actual explanation. It was done for marketing to kids.
There's the hat. There's the hat.
That's the one from Stingray. Or back to that one again. It's going round and I've got no idea what's turning on now. Go and see that. If you think this goes, this is just tip of the ice. Oh my god, that's scary. He looks like,
And that's cute. I want one of those.
he's got the eyes you would have if somebody took the hand of the other. That's creepy.
That's very scary.
It's a my number.
He was already 12 when
Oh my god.
Doctor Who
The
started.
dressing on toys. I can remember being all of 9 on Christmas Day. I got a space suit and space outfits and a jacket and trousers. And I went out and it was icy. And I went down the steps and slipped and split the helmet in two. I had one day of But what I never understood was Captain Scarlet had built flip down Mike, except on the toy one, it was spring loaded. So the only thing you could do was fold it down. The only thing you could do was then clamp it in your teeth. So beep beep beep. Yeah. Oh, I'm coming to corner. Oh, that's all. And he found, oh my God, the Japanese make toys anything.
So is that why Lieutenant Green was employed? He was the one that could take it from Gobble gear into something that Colonel White does.
No. And I've got Thunderbird's toy collection.
I loved the fact that there was an international rescue Filofax a few slides back, because that's what I used when I was at college, and I bloody loved it on my entire. All the ball phones I had was covered in Thunderbirds.
Oh, gee!
I grew up in a city area, terrace houses, so all the boys all played together. I remember one year, so down the road from us was a leftover well-watered bomb site, all over the ground. All the boys in our street brought all their Action Man gear, dozens and dozens of Action Man toys, kitted them all out, got the mown grass and built nice forts, several Action Men, went in for tea, come back out, couldn't find out the stuff was buried in the grass.
I can tell you there is definitely a Angel Interceptor missile in the back garden of number 20 Guildford Road, Rustington.
Angel Interceptor or Shadow.
Oh no, I don't think it was probably.
It's the
probably
missile.
a Shadow one. It was the big, yeah, it was. It was the big bulky fat one on the front.
Yeah.
It wasn't
So
the
there's
one
no,
that
there's
was-
no people doing a rolling trade on eBay. They're not
Fire
selling
garden never found
Shadow
it.
Interceptors. They're selling the missile that everybody's lost in their garden. So you can replace with missiles.
I used to come in
Have
from
the
school
countdown
and my
up.
brother
Oh,
would
countdown
shoot
is
me.
gorgeous. 7021.
Cosmic Capers.
I'm facing it wrong, I should tell you. 1967.
What year did Thunderbirds come out?
Thunderbirds was
65?
65, 66.
65.
65.
It's 60th anniversary this year.
That's
Yeah.
God, is it?
Yeah.
Because they came
Oh, thank you for making me feel so bloody old.
Yeah, I grew up with
On the
Stingray, Fireworks and Fireworks were pre my quantity. Definitely Thunderbirds, Captain Scarlet, Joe Unity.
I love the balls. That was earlier, wasn't it?
Oh my God, Four Feather Falls back in the 50s.
I think I was still in China, but most of these things that I played with were my brothers, who was 7 years younger than me.
I mean, I can never really decide, is it just really design and transfer? That's the thing. Then 10 a penny on eBay, or you try and find one with the missile. Good luck to you.
All the parts are replaceable because
Well, they
people
are.
go around storing them.
Yeah.
I wonder if they sold many space precincts.
At least I got a jacket out of that lot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, aware of any kids who.
Oh, it's the
space
film,
precincts.
we're going to pass that one. And toys and games. I mean, Monopoly. Is there anything Monopoly hasn't actually, I won't say ripped off, but bolted on to? Game of Thrones Monopoly, really? Somebody's in. I never got that. That was supposed to be large. Well, it's, unless the guy stood in the middle, because it's got this huge dome, glass, thin, and a tiny little. I think the travels stood on
That's
that.
the one I haven't got.
It's
I
not
know,
real!
I'm sweet for it now.
No, it's
It's full of green skydiver.
I think there wasn't actually a single human-sized alien. I think it was a shoal of fish.
Okay, come on. So the toys, what were the toys you wanted but you never got?
No, that's
Johnny
what was it?
719 gun.
Walkie-talkies.
Oh, is that like 7 in 1 gun?
Yeah.
I know what you mean, I've never
Johnny
seen.
said there's shop by that one every day.
The one I really wanted to try was space control. Which was one of the first things I was able to buy when they opened up the
I'll tell you what one Surrey had with his hands.
I wanted a big dog there.
And then the next later on I was able to find someone who was just selling the box, which
Toys are created for kids to play with. They break, they throw them away. We've attached so much love to this. And yet, I mean, everybody's room must have had something as a kid, thrown it away, and who pays silly money now to get it back again.
Yep, the Matchbox container port. I had the Matchbox container port as a kid, which was a fantastic set. I've still got about 3 or 4 elements of it in a carrier bag, but not the whole set. eBay is full of elements of the Matchbox container port, but the whole set is very
For
pricey.
some reason, I never got big in Matchbox. I was big in Hot Wheels. And brother and I, if it was a Hot Wheel car, we probably owned it. But the worst thing now is they had that gadget that if the car went in, a spring would hit it and shoot it over the front of the speed. We discovered if you put the track on it, they made really good guns. Duck, here comes a mini.
Oh,
Rubber band gun.
Oh, rubber band. Yes, spud gun.
Second guns.
Combined spud gun and cap guns.
We've
got one.
Stop.
Cap guns. Yeah.
George Lucas taken the smartest thing ever. Okay, he created Star Wars. Well done. To save money, he said, I tell you what, I won't take my director's fee, I'll do it for free. I'll take the merchandising rights. And in those days, merchandising films didn't exist. And probably now, 90% of George Lucas's wealth is toys.
Yeah, but Mel Brooks parodied that, didn't he? Spaceballs, the toys. Mel Brooks did it, didn't he? In Spaceballs, he talks about the money in the
Sports.
yeah, the sports, yeah.
Yes.
It's all the same thing.
I think Dennis took a cut in his fee and took about 0.5% of the gross.
Yeah.
But on a film that's now over $1 billion, that 0.5% is still going to be
It started off,
50 million.
it started off at
Well, I think he didn't understand.
2.5.
Yeah.
And when it came to it, and sort of suddenly right, it was cut to 2. Dave,
Yeah.
you're talking about toys, right?
Yeah.
How about the thing is that lots of toys were weapons? You had in my day, you had Zorro swords. I had a rifle that you could actually put bullets in.
Well, like I said, it's the strange thing. We're all saying we want our kids to grow up good. Have a gun. And have an action man complete with ballistic missiles. Attack helicopters.
Grew up, our parents hadn't got through the war. Best of our parents were using guns. I just thought it was a natural progression.
The Battle of Britain movie. A pilot goes back to London and gives his son a hand farm Spitfire. There's a kid who's running down, I'm playing aeroplanes while they're being bombed by aeroplanes. I never saw that. And Secret Service, it never got a national.
I did, thank you, Southern TV.
Southern was the other TV news that showed it.
Mostly girls' toys, which I obviously
Yeah.
was at the age that she might be that too far removed from this, but I was playing with like My Little Ponies and Barbies and stuff and like Thunderbird. So I also now collect like the new My Little Ponies, the Q4 ones that start the throwing movement, and then these things are solid.
Yes. You can do real damage.
Yeah, exactly. I've
Yeah.
got an old pony, and I've got a new old pony because they released some classic 40 years or something. So it's just not the same. You know, it's just like this lump of heavy plastic in your hand. You could probably have some ones.
But the Care Bears
I
have gone
would
down
s-
here as well.
I would
Oh
say,
yeah.
Care
I would
Bears
say
have
up to
really
about
got down.
1980, the toys were made to be, it was just toys, that's all it was thought about, and kind of keep the kids quiet. Then suddenly Star Wars came along, you know, we saw a piece of string, say Star Wars was string 50 quid, money suddenly came into it, and I think the way it's gone, I can remember the Simpsons episode where you had Malibu Barbie with a new hat. And that's the way it's gone. It's if we can find another way of extorting money out of you.
Gouge your balls.
Gouge.
That's what they're called, gouge balls.
Yes. And look at it, and I just think, what?
Our folks never had the ability to get the toys like the vast majority. So I used to just see what I liked, and rather than asking or wishing I had that, I'd just go and make it out of Lego and play with it.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's all very well, but if you were a girl in my era, girls didn't play with Lego, they weren't allowed to.
No.
You swine, regarding gender, when I was growing up,
Guys, we have one at a time so we can get all you.
Honestly, I'm ready.
please.
Which is why I spend my money.
Yeah, what I was trying to say was, when I was growing up, because we essentially had the family construction company, and it was obvious, when it came to girls' toys and boys' toys, oh no, we were outside playing sword fights with sticks. So essentially, we'd see things on TV, and we'd be essentially live action role-playing Dungeons and Dragons before we knew what laughing was. But I absolutely loved the way that, because it wasn't, oh, girls have pink and they have their home stuff and they can think about being happy little homemakers. No, it was equal opportunity. We were building our personalities.
I'm going to ask you a rude question.
And
what's your date of birth?
Approximately.
Approximately. What year?
What's the judge? Is it cult? Is it?
Actually, with that, I'm neurodiverse, and that's just completely broken my brain. So I've got something wrong.
Okay. Right.
As if you were born in the 1950s.
Yeah.
It was very toys.
Coming back to your one, I'd say it's focused on the girls' toys, and it's very gender diverse. It's also looked at things like when the Avengers movie came out, 10 years ago. Isn't it intriguing that all the figures came out with all the male characters, and then several months or even a year later they finally brought out the female character? And why did they set up with the Avengers worth 5 men, 1 woman?
To be honest,
toys sell more.
I do think my age group Gen X going into the millennials had it best, because I think it's gone back in.
Yeah.
Going into Hamleys.
Yeah.
And you effectively had a boys' floor and a girls' floor. And that irritated the Jesus.
And the soft toys floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd just like to say I am so happy that you grew up in the age that you did and you had toys. I was born just after the war, and what we had was hand-me-downs. We had what was left over from our parents' childhood, if we were lucky and they hadn't been run down. I had my great Aunt Jones bicycle that she rode in the war, and I was not allowed it until I was 12. I didn't have television until 1960, when I was 12. And other people had so much. I'm just glad you grew up in an era where this was possible for you. And I appreciate that you all had lovely toys. And the older generation, we just played with sticks and stones, I'm afraid. But I think it's wonderful that you have those toys. And you have the chance for your imagination to grow. And that was really lovely.
Can I just also say 70s and 80s, late 70s, early 80s? I didn't get that either. I got a bike and I got sticks. and I played with my brothers outside.
What, hit it?
We did, yeah. No, we had gunfights because we were out in the country, and that was it. We didn't buy toys. We saw toys on TV, but they were no, we got one. And we got annuals and for Christmas, and that was about it. That's the only sort of thing we saw on TV we got an annual, and occasionally I would get a bunty on my head. And they made really good fires. They made really good fires, didn't they?
I'll take what Ulysses said.
And I used to borrow my brother's.
I take what Ulysses said, and I've pulled it off the back of Alison's of the 60s, 70s, 80s. We got good. Now it's got really. They don't run out of toys. They run out an avalanche. Why run out one Pokemon when you can run out? You've got to catch more. It used to be 50. Now it's about 500. And you've got all toys. And My Little Pony.
There's the same but think about those the boo things. There's a collection of about 100 of them, and the kids are all want it. No, I don't want that one. I want that one because I haven't got it yet.
Yeah.
It's all consumerism.
Yes. The other thing you've got is that these are toys to play with at home. Not all the children nowadays are allowed to go out and just roam.
Oh, admittedly. I mean, my day, home from school, out play with your mates, run around and you couldn't see what you're doing with it's pitch black.
Scrumping, yes.
Yes.
If you're lucky, yes. I mean, that's all down to stranger danger.
I always found it hilarious that my father always sort of said, don't be a naughty boy. And then as I was slightly older, getting told what my father got for the boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They were
living on in a terrace street with the doors on two houses up and like that. Which is what you do, you get a nice bit of strong string and two loops, and you loop it over the door handles, and you bang on both doors, and then people go bang, bang, bang. I thought, why does my dad think I'm going to be naughty? And I look at get told to it, I thought, oh, I get why
he caught you doing that.
He belted me one, but yeah.
My dad did that all down the road because his road was a very quiet residential road, and he knew that there were virtually no cars, but the milk lorry come through at 6:30, so they tied them together and would cross the street.
My father never let me have the bicycle. He said, you do something stupid and you fall off knocking your teeth. Then I find out that before my father got married, there used to be, you got Speedway, post-war there was Cycle Speedway. And they'd form proper teams, and I've got a clipping of a cycle speedway race in Plymouth with a bigger crowd than turning up for the speedway in Exeter. And then I'm reading all the, and then my father was a champion cycle speedway star. I thought, you know, bike, and he wouldn't trust me. What a gig!
He had a fast bike as well, you see.
Mind you, going back to your, you were lucky what you had, his team were the Hornets, so they made their team colours by getting blackout curtains and a tin of yellow paint, painted sort of curtains, and that was their uniform. But not toys. There was a special Space 99 UFO exhibition, one actually showing a lot of other toys there, and there's loads. What were the toys you took that never got rid of, but you really wish they had? Expensive. Well, no, I don't think so.
I want the IKEA kitchen. The kids' IKEA kitchen, I think it's wonderful.
The IKEA kitchen is a toy.
The kids' IKEA kitchen is tiny. It doesn't. It's not
mechanical. It's all wood.
It's all wood. It looks like so much fun. My daughter and I said to my granddaughter, "Would you like it?" She said, "What do I want something like that for?" And we're very upset because we wanted to play with it.
Ali, tomorrow we fancy a trip to Exeter. It's an IKEA of it. I want to see this. A kid's IKEA kitchen.
My grandkids have one.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And you can buy all the wooden food to put on the
It's
shelf.
Twilight Zone. This is, I've never heard of this. It's fantastic.
It's amazing. But my granddaughter turned out because she'd rather have the money to put in the bank.
That's
It's actually not really,
The one that always wound me up was that
there weren't any dressing up sort of Disney princess shops and things when I was little. And all these dress-up outfits only appeared for sale well after I was out of the area. Why don't they do grown-up ones?
They do, it's called cosplay.
Yeah.
It's called conventions.
But I mean, I was lucky. My mum would get enough scraps and sew together interesting things, but more often than not, it was whatever material we could get, and then me and my brother would have matching awful outfits. But credit to Mum, she tried.
Simon said, what you have to do is take crochet and go to Akihabara and she will be like all the dressing up stuff. She does.
Oh yeah.
I must say, my limited knowledge of Japanese culture and that is very serious until they get to their toys and games and
You can buy her a maid outfit. I'm sure she wouldn't reject it.
I'm going to buy Alison a maid outfit. I'll go buy me one.
I don't think we'll see a theatre.
No, that's just not good enough.
No, take his measurements, they come and say come back in 24 hours. And it would be perfect. We had
They've all got boys' toys up.
we went to World Toys. We went
There
to
was
she went back one time with the boys. They sort of said, show the pictures, animated animals, measured them up. It was literally 24 hours later. There was the trolley.
You can see.
The toys have become timeless. How many people can remember the fervour of the blue Peter make your own tracing item you couldn't buy? It is the most successful thing they've ever done on Blue Peter. They end up employing somebody full time just to send kids instructions to make a Blue
excuse me,
Peter
sent
item.
to us to make for them.
Yes, we acquired them. We didn't have it at the time. But Chris, your nephew, comes with it. Yet him and his sisters, Alice and I, very carefully made a faux complete tracing
What's the
item.
size of that flipping tank?
It was brilliant. The only problem I was aware of though was we used an awful lot of some
Sticky back plastic?
newspaper, flower paste,
papier-mâché.
and I'm well aware that 6 months later we had a nice hard item. If you prodded it, inside was so soft and gooey. I don't think Chris Allen got blown off. I think he just moaned and died. But, oh my.
Well, our granddaughter's favourite superhero is Ghost Spider.
Ghost Spider?
Oh yes, that's massive.
And for Ivy's,
right.
for Ivy's 6th birthday, we bought her a drum kit because Ghost Spider plays the drums.
You can do that when you're a grandparent.
Oh, yeah, you have
Yes,
to.
but do you wait for the go to bed so you can play with it yourself?
It's like no, sweet.
No, it's not.
I think a lot of this boils down to what we could afford at the time.
Yes.
So in my case, the 1960s and 70s, it was bubblegum cards and model kits.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to models, 1960s was the Angel Interceptor.
Yeah.
That was Airfix. 1970s it was the Space 1999 Eagle.
Yeah.
That was Airfix. And the Voice to the Bottom of the Sea Flying Sub, which was Aurora.
Yeah.
That was the big three. As regards bubblegum cards, you'll like this. I got they all ended up with spokes to bicycle. So it's taken me years to get them all back.
Oh, smoky dough.
This is why I put so many in charity auction, because you buy the odds, there's lots, and you take all the good cards. Man from Uncle, Thunderbirds, the black and white sets, 2 of.
Yeah.
I've got the record as well.
Captain Scarlet.
Captain Scarlet, that's the only set I kept. They never went into the spokes, but some of the cards are dog-eared, so on eBay and got better quality ones.
You just get cards in the tea as well.
Captain Scarlet.
Did you get the total?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Tarzan.
Yes. Do you want a set? I've got about 5 sets in a box. You can have it for nothing. Captain Scarlet cost 3 old pennies for 3 cards and a piece of bubblegum. I got a wrapper. Joe 90 cost 6 old pennies. You got 6 cards and a piece of bubblegum. Battle of Britain, okay, it's not sci-fi, cost 6 old pennies. 1969. And it took me ages to get all these cards back.
We went and
What about going into modern age electronic toys, and I'm thinking particularly computer games? I can remember the first console coming out of Plymouth, and it turned up upstairs in the top-ranked discotheque, and I can remember every kid about a mile around absolutely glued. It was like watching the World Cup. Bodies and bodies watching.
Oh, Paul.
Paul.
Yeah,
Paul. And we thought, this is the future.
And then had Space Invaders.
And, oh God.
Which really showed.
Would you like to see my Space Invaders, Scott? When Space Invaders and Galaxy and all that lot came out, and they put them into pubs, and there were flat tables, the screen, and the controls under, and it was a bone-shaped table with a screen and the controls under, but it was a rectangular piece of glass. And I got addicted to the game, and I'm in the pub playing this game like mad, really. And eventually, Dave, why want to stop? Why? You're bleeding. I was sawing through my knuckles on the glass, and I was told, ow! I got so. Oh, well, the first ever computer game Olympics, where they was doing the hurdles, and all you had were 3 buttons. So it was. Yeah, it was like, how does the machine survive that?
They use good quality switches.
Yes.
Not the crap that they put in.
Oh, now if you go, bing, Mum, I broke it.
Yeah, we got one new one.
Well, yeah.
And the original ZX81.
Oh, Christ.
Got one. In fact, you've got 3.
Barron sits down and starts singing about gold.
When it turned on.
Happy memories of my ZX81 of trying to hold the magazine with one hand whilst programming it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was lucky, having learned piano when I was young, I had a good stretch, so I could do Shift 0 in one go, so I could program with one hand.
Lorraine, my previous girlfriend, Ali and I, is at ZX programming in Space Invaders, and like 4.5 hours of line by line loading. Play the first game, and shit went, game over. Game over. And then spending another 4.5 hours, we've typed something wrong, and going through digit by digit what we've done wrong.
Did you have a printer?
No.
The
little smart printer.
Every time that to me, it was L-print. And you're going through this really sort of blurry,
Metally.
metally stuff, and you're trying to find out where you screwed up.
But computer, yeah, Pong, Pac-Man, Space, I love that. Now I go to see my son, look at his computer, and after about, half a millisecond, no, I'm overloaded. Bing, 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 bing. How the fuck did I understand it? I don't know what he's doing. Bing, bing, bing.
What you used to get
I moved. I want bing, bing, bing. Game over.
what I used to get, and what used to get me with the old home computers when I was young was the cassette loading.
Oh.
Amazing. And you'd just be watching this title page build, and it was transfixing.
And then it dropped out.
And then it would go wrong, you'd start again.
I was going to say, the old Atari 800 and 400, you didn't know if it was going to finish. There was nothing on the screen until it loaded.
Then there was the
one of the
128K
games took
games.
3/4 of an hour to load and tape.
They've got the problem with loading tapes.
What I was just saying was there's a museum in Swindon, there's a computer museum. They've got all the old computers, and they're loading them, not with cassette, but they fix them up with SD cards.
Yeah. That's the way that a lot of people have done it.
They've got 2 games, 4 games. But they've got SD.
Yeah.
And they fix them so they can actually work.
Get yourself a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
Or,
There is
in a +3, and convert it to a +3E, which I've done. It uses an SD card as a hard drive.
Yeah.
Instant loading.
So I've got a 6-player,
We
were upset. We wanted to go there.
Games are getting more complex, the toys are getting more complex, and as somebody's pointed out, you can run outside with sticks and play war. It's
War never changes.
war, and people never change. I don't think they're going to work.
Sorry, that's
Mind you, sticks, luxury. We had fingers.
So where'd you buy them?
We used to play a game as kids.
Ah, but you weren't to point your bow and arrow at your friends because you might take his eye out.
We used to play a game as kids for some reason called Jackson Commando. Despite the fact that Japanese and Commandos never met, but and it used to be you used to line up in a line, one at the front, and you'd pick your method of being killed. Gun, machine gun, hand grenade, bomb, atom bomb, poison. And you'd run and die, and then pick the best one that died and take your and we'd do it for a couple of weeks, gun, and then how do you want to die? I want to run down, be blown up by a bomb, survive it, be shot, and then get poisoned. And then act it out. We had very active imaginations. Sadistic, but very active. Back.
I think it's my problem was that you get garden cake because my parents had a small sort of like market garden, not a business or anything, just strawberries and raspberries or something like that. So they had lots and lots of garden canes lying around, so me and my sister would tie them together with swords. I came on with really massive ones, just long. And Mama said, you've got to cut that down, otherwise, you'll have someone's eye out. Then unfortunately it broke, so right down so it was only a short sword, and it's like, that was disappointing, because it was no longer sort of satisfyingly long, but too long. But, I think she was a lot happier.
Yeah, for me, toys are a problem. They're to poke your imagination and you go off. You pretend you're Captain Scarlet, you pretend you're Jeff Tracy or whatever. The Lego bricks or the Action Men, you form your own stories now. I kind of feel these days I've lost it. You go into any Lego store and you've got, here's the Lego for the kids and here's the Lego for all the grown-ups. I'm thinking, what kid's going to build a £500 Millennium Falcon 5000 piece? Never even built it yet. I said, toy. Have you ever taken it apart? No. We bought my son an X-Wing fighter. He built it. Well done, fantastic. I think it lasted all of 15 seconds. We took it apart, made something else. And I couldn't criticise him because it's exactly.
You never do, but it's what it's like to do.
Yeah.
Well, that's the. They'll never remove from the box for the collectors. For me, a toy that's never removed from the box isn't a toy. It's a piece of holding something. But the problem is, people are buying it because of a collector. Why? Are you ever going to sell it? No. So it's only worth what you pay for it. And you get it. I get it. My son sometimes at the Mountain Gathering. And him and his mates, when a new set will come out, they'll go buy a box of cards and most of them find the card they want. This is the card we want. It's worth X. And I thought, you're never going to sell it. So it's worth exactly what you pay for it. Or even worse, I've got this thing in my collection, it's worth thousands. I thought, it's worth exactly what it is the day you bought it, and it'll be worth exactly what it is the day you sell it. You can claim anything you like. And for me, some of these toys would be priceless to me, not value, but from association, memory.
Sentiment.
So toys that if I own it, a bit of my heart would be a bit warmer, a bit rich. I was sworn my anniversary.
I desperately wanted Legos from the farm.
Because you were a dog, because you were a girl.
I had, oh my God.
Yeah, when
My brother has the first Lego set ever. He's old enough that when Lego got introduced to those department stores, they held a competition and he built a top robot and won the first Lego set in the city. And then after that, every Christmas we get more Lego.
Robin!
In the end, we had it wasn't even a bucket, it was a Birkenhead, so milk compliment dresses. The sort of box they put the dresses in, so when we were factory. It was so big, I could lie in it, and it was full of Lego. And it just got more and more.
So she would go to jump onto.
We could sit for hours just making weird stuff.
For their children. And then she really herself good for her. And she also made the most for it.
My son was Lego after the reissue.
I was revolutionary. I thought TV and the jump was so cool.
We used to buy second-hand stock from the old ones. Because somebody said because they know they're not played, they're not worth anything. They can have a look at some parts, but his
So they hooked on the scale.
so
I would say they don't work.
Dave,
Yeah.
you know you said about these toys they never made.
Yeah.
I know it's important that they're not done.
Excuse me. Now, guys, yeah. Oh,
Did
Dave, back.
Did they ever produce a scutter from Red Dwarf?
No.
No. I think I've seen a toy Starbug.
There is a strip toy Starbug, yes.
Shipping DVDs, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I've seen sort of models of
Red Dwarf itself.
No, I've never seen a scutter. Yeah.
Well, there's one.
How often would it be as a toy that makes a silly little one basically give you the finger?
Yeah, but no, 2 fingers.
Probably couldn't make it cheap enough.
And anybody else think anything?
Corgi had one in 2006.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go, Dave, they made them.
Right, okay, good. Off
to eBay after this. Okay.
Yeah, but you want to radio control that, don't you?
28.87.
Sorry?
£28.87.
Oh.
And it's right about this big.
They're all pictures of them. I'm sitting at the
Dave.
museum. Both.
Yeah.
Dave,
Yeah.
I came in late. What are all the pictures from? Is that a
Right.
museum?
This is the Museum of Brands in London. It's not
Museum of what?
Museum of Brands in London. About 2 stops short of White City.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's all about it's a collective branding. The somewhere in this museum there are 50 different variations of Heinz baked bean
Yeah.
and soap powder packets, but scattered throughout their entire collection on display are all these toys. And Alice and I just went round and I just photographed everything.
Everything.
This is nowhere near to what I thought the collection was like. Some of it. But yeah, if you're up in North London, you've got time, hours to kill. Nice museum to see.
Do you go to Finland often?
No.
Shame.
You've got the bird.
I've got a friend in Canterbury, and she took me to one of her friends, who's very, very proud of his collection of British toys from the 1960s. If you find yourself going over there, I'll make the introduction.
So when are they going on a road trip together?
What is all these toys?
Yeah, we're all going, we're all do a road trip together.
Well, if it's based on certain ones with Dave, I'll make sure, has he got his theme skills with seat book on it? Just in case.
Obviously, yes. He'd bring it with him.
Okay, I've got a few minutes left. I'll ask a question then. A kind of show hack or suggest what is the greatest toy that you think they made? Sci-fi, fantasy, anything. What is the toy you think everybody should have or like had? Anyone suggest one?
set-top fans.
Star Trek hand phaser.
Star Trek hand phaser.
Risk communicator.
Skydiver.
Skydiver.
A 6 foot long skydiver.
Garlic bubble bath.
I'm going to do
Bob.
what's been mentioned multiple times now.
Dr. Bob.
Lego.
Bob.
I think Lego is the cleverest. Lego, it's not a toy, it's a
Way of life.
I would say it's an ingredient to allow your
An
imagination
obsession.
to make a toy.
There we go.
Yeah.
Or Meccano.
Meccano was mine. Yeah.
It's strange, I'm finding. I always thought as a toy, not trying to be sexist, but I'm suddenly finding a lot of women who are aware of Meccano, and I'm
Quiet, please.
I was going to say, there's also Lego competitions now as well.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, has anybody watched the programs with the Lego bit?
Yes.
Yes.
Every Sunday.
I'm watching it and I am thinking, huh? The creative, mind you, when I played it, big bricks, you had Duplo bricks and standard bricks, and that was it. Now you can get mini bricks and micro bricks and subatomic bricks, and some of the things they're making are just insane. And the best one, if you go to the Lego shop and you buy the Easter Bunny kit, there's two variations, but if you get the grey one, it is possible to turn it into a face hugger.
Yes, I've done that.
Somebody's done it.
Yes.
So you go to the Easter face hugger.
Yes, this is why I bought two of them.
Yeah.
One for the face hugger and
A
one for
Facebook group.
Yeah.
There are people who have any seconds for Millennium Falcon.
I went to a Lego
So you've
exhibition
got
where they had
really cool,
every
and
set,
it's been
and it was,
turned into Lego.
they had the Millennium Falcon that everybody wants,
Yeah.
and they had a Millennium Falcon complete with magnifying glass on it. It was like 4 studs. I thought,
There is a
that's
guy
not a model,
on
that's a
TikTok
brick.
who's a Lego staff member who accepts the challenge of making any set into a spaceship.
But they're wow.
Spaceship, spaceship, spaceship.
Haven't thought about the epic model solid.
The big chunky 1/32 scale.
So that you could
Two
have
seconds
your,
and 7 seconds.
you know, the Napoleonic army, your
Yes, I do.
versus your ancient Britons. I think sort of
With wood on.
Oh yeah, I think sort of all the things I've had as a kid, the thing I played with most. You know, sort of my parents could just give me a pack of 32 figures and I would.
I love
This is going back 30 odd years, but I recall
I love the way they do all
Napoleonic
the plastic toy soldiers with the bases and all.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I thought that is such an observant piece of, yeah, that was right.
Yeah, they're tiny guys, seats to them. So like the...
There is one.
Well, if I'm going to end the games one, sorry, Tom.
No, it's the
I am
wrong way
not a-
round. You're
I am
in
not
red.
a toy.
The security
I will not
guys.
be stamped, indexed, phasered, or kicked out of the room.
You will.
He's in red. He's dead.
We might as well get shot by the man.